got many years experience in the climate change and sustainability field, so I thought I'd ask what drew you to work for a petrol retailer, because it's an interesting juxtaposition of roles and companies.
Yeah, that's a great question. It's probably the most common question that I get, because it's obviously very present for people, a sustainability manager in a petrol retailer. I mean, I am all about making the most material difference that you can, and I get to sit at the table with the decision makers of one of the biggest companies in New Zealand with one of the biggest carbon footprints, right? So in terms of making a difference for someone with my values, to be able to sit at that table and influence those decision makers is the best possible place that I can be. And Z's an extraordinary company, and very focused on leadership and making a material difference to the future of New Zealand's sustainable transport profile as well. And I get to be involved in that journey, so it's a pretty exhilarating time all around.
And one of your key messages today was that sustainability needed to be baked into the company. It couldn't be just the cherry on top.
Yeah.
Could you explain that thinking?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, a lot of people relate to sustainability as greening the company, or you know, some sort of PR gimmick or exercise. And there's been a really interesting and profound shift in the world of sustainability and responsible procurement over the last few years, where it's gone from a metric whereby people will pay extra for a product or service that is sustainably produced, to being attracted to and taking their custom to brands and products and services that have baked in the sustainability as part of the way that they run their business. So I'm going to be loyal to brands and take my discretionary dollar to brands and to products and services that have made that decision for me. So as well as there being a lot of increasing evidence that people are willing to pay more for brands that have produced a sustainable product or service, it's also those brands that have taken that decision and really integrated it in a meaningful way throughout their organisation in order to reduce the impact of their own operations and to increase the efficiency of what they're producing throughout their own and their supplier's supply chain.
And how are customers seeing the benefits of your initiatives?
Customers are choosing to take their discretionary dollar to companies who are providing sustainable products and services. So they benefit because they have made a choice to reduce their own environmental impact, increase their sense of investment in community, and they're doing it in a way that is really very visible and vocal. So you'll find that sustainability-minded consumers are very, very sticky consumers. They're very vocal and motivated consumers. There's a huge amount of focus on the oft-quoted millennials that are coming through and making these decisions, where they're unapologetic about the fact that, you know, when you think about it, millennials have never lived in a world without climate change. They've never lived in a world where they haven't had curbside recycling. So their expectation is that their companies that they are loyal to will provide those solutions for them. And it's less seen as discretionary than as a standard expectation now.
Fantastic. And finally, I just wondered what advice you had for companies that are starting their sustainability journey.
I would say figure out what your own leadership role is in it. If you feel that the senior management in your company isn't getting it on sustainability, then put yourself into that conversation and figure out how to close that gap and actually what the gap is, and make some really clear requests of leadership. Make sure that the leadership is integrated truly throughout the business. So again, making sure it's not about one or two people that are leading the charge on this. And I think that probably the biggest change for me over the last few years is getting really clear on describing to each business unit what the sustainability program at Z means to them and their business unit, and making it really real for people and describing it in a way that isn't esoteric or too vague. Making sure it's integrated and authentic, and then most importantly, getting into action. You know, get after what you say you're going to do. Write a list of the things that are going to reduce your own impact and increase your efficiency, and be economically and socially and environmentally sustainable, and go there.
Fantastic. Well, thank you very much.
That's
great.